Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vince Palmieri, President of Asian Pacific Community Awareness, and we're here this afternoon at the beautiful Dragon Hills Country Club in Henderson, and we are talking with candidates for sheriff, Mr. Stan Hyt.
Hello.
Stan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Vince? Thank you for having me.
You've been a police officer for many years.
30 years.
And why do you want to take the top job now? Why don't you just relax and enjoy life?
Well, when I retired, I did relax. And although I didn't stop working, I like to work. But I was comfortably retired. I had no desire to be sheriff. It's not a position that I want for power. It's not a position I want for personal prestige or anything like that. It's a position I want to protect our community from government overreach. I mean, I saw the last election. I saw the fraud in it. It was so obvious to me. I saw what the government was doing. They were growing to such a point that our rights were shrinking. And we're losing our freedoms. We lost our freedoms when we were shutting our houses, when they closed our churches, when they closed our businesses they call non-essential. That's when I got scared. I saw all this happening. I saw what happened in Canada. I saw what was happening in Australia. And it literally scared me. And with the experience I had as a police officer for 30 years, I decided I want to get in and make sure the police are not used for these purposes.
So let me ask you a question. You don't want government to overreach. As a police sheriff, as the sheriff, how can you stop that?
Sheriff only answers to the people. The sheriff does not answer to the governor. The governor's not his boss. The federal government's not his boss. Big pharma, none of that. I answer to the people. So if they come to me with an unconstitutional mandate, like shut down that church because they don't have plexiglass or whatever, I can say absolutely not. That's not constitutional. We're not going to do that. And I can also put police officers in position to protect those places.
So what you're saying, our current police chief had the power or the authority not to follow that order by the governor.
The sheriff did. He had the power to resist those orders.
What do you see as a major problem here in Vegas now? What I hear on the news, and it's been very quiet, that crime has increased.
Crime is way out of reach. A lot of it had to do with COVID because we were shut in, frustrated, and confined. But additionally, we're just not dealing with it. We're not dealing with the small things. You know, they've made things like petty larceny to the value of $1,200 so that you can commit this crime and get a slap on the wrist. So you let go of the little things and it leads to bigger things. And plus the statistics are not being reported accurately anyway. They're all being suppressed and manipulated. So when I get in, I'm afraid the statistics are going to go way up because I'm going to be exposing the real crime. And it's going to have to come down from when we actually expose the real crime.
Excuse me. My last question to you is, you know, the Asian community, they're a very quiet community. They don't like to speak out when they get robbed or something happens to them. What would your message be to the Asian community to make them feel comfortable to come to Metro and report what's happening to them, and how can we protect them?
I just want to welcome the Asian community to our police department, not only as people that are victims and ask you to trust us to come to us, but I want you to be involved with our police department. Come to our first Tuesday meetings. Come to our recruitment and become police officers. We are so low on police right now. We can definitely use the multicultural advantage of including you in our police department. I want to make the whole community and police department welcoming to the Asian community.
Doesn't Metro also have a program where you look for volunteers?
Yes, we have volunteer programs. We'd love to have you participate in that. I want to break down the walls, not only just the Asian community, but of the Latino, the black community, the whites. Anybody, when you see that uniform is there for a reason. It's to identify that officer as the good guy. But it also builds walls. It causes walls. And people tend to be afraid. It's, oh my gosh, I don't want to be arrested. I don't want to get a ticket. That's not what we want. We want you to look at that police officer and say, hey, that's our police officer. We're proud of him. We're happy. We're safe around him. And I want the Asian community to definitely feel safe around our police. And when they have an issue, please come forward. We don't bite. We love our community. We love our community. So if you have an issue, walk up to that officer and say, hello, how are you? Can you help me with this? And that officer will gladly assist you.
Stan,
Absolutely.
thank you very much. I really
Vincent, thank you
appreciate
for
taking
having
the
me.
time.
I really enjoyed this.
I like your answers a lot. Good
Oh,
luck to
thank
you.
you. Pleasure.